Hey there Spartans, welcome back. With E3 just a week away, it's time for the customary E3 predictions video.
You know the music, time to dance.
Naturally, we'll start out with the Xbox press conference on Monday. Given the heavy presence of San Helios in recent media, I'm thinking it's a pretty safe bet that this is going to be the location we're going to see at the E3 stage demo. Now for the real question. Which character will take the stage? At this point, it's kind of hard to say whether 343 is going to show off Locke or the Chief. The Chief is the stronger choice because he's the face of the franchise. On the other hand, they might be really eager to show off what Locke can do. Ultimately though, I think we're probably going to see the Chief at the Xbox press conference, though I wouldn't be surprised if 343 somehow fit in a Locke level or showed off Locke at some later time, perhaps the next day. So, what are we actually going to see? Well, 4-player co-op is all but confirmed at this point, and I think that's going to be the highlight of this year's Halo presentation. I see us starting off from the Chief's point of view, nobody else in screen. Suddenly he looks to each side and we're introduced to Fred, Kelly, and Linda, all player controlled. The demo will then start proper with mowing down some Covenant enemies, while showing off the awesome new thruster abilities we've become familiar with in the beta. As it continues, Prometheans start rearing their ugly heads, perhaps showing off some new movement ability, or AI interaction, or perhaps even a new Promethean type. As we come to the end of the demo, Blue Team has Jewel or perhaps one of his lieutenants cornered, but it's too late. The ground starts to shake and crack, and a giant Forerunner machine emerges from below, a la E3 2011. Blue Team is temporarily caught in awe, but soon gets back in action. They turn around to move, only to find Locke with a gun pointed at the Chief. Locke's team emerges from the shadows, surrounding the group, guns raised. The Chief stares down Locke, and Locke says something along the lines of, "We got you now," and the demo ends. We close with a small trailer, not unlike what we saw with Halo 4, and then Bonnie Ross or Dan Ayub do their speech, and the Halo section ends. Also on Monday, I think we're finally going to get some solid info on Locke's team. Well, the remaining members of his team. If we're really lucky, perhaps we can even look forward to a trailer, or dual trailers that highlight both teams. Here's hoping. Now, let's look at the remaining days. I'm guessing the remainder of E3 will mostly be stuff we've already seen, but going on the assumption that the Chief will be the star of the press conference, I'm hoping that we'll see some gameplay sections that highlight Locke and his team. Beyond that, it's kind of a blind shoot. I'd love to hear details of a dedicated co-op mode, maybe Firefight or a heavily upgraded Spartan Ops, or both. I've said this before on various forums and message boards, and I'll say it again here. If Spartan Ops is to return, 343 needs to make some major improvements. Take risks with Spartan Ops that you might not be able to in the main campaign. Give us some dogfighting missions, try some missions that focus more on stealth than killing wave after wave of enemies. Try some puzzles maybe. Spartan Ops should be the ultimate experiment. In addition, the chapters really should just flow right into each other, kind of like levels in the main campaign, rather than just ending. It always broke up the experience for me and made sure I never forgot that I was simply playing a game. From there, maybe borrow the Firefight Live system and then some checkpoints, and you have a pretty solid game mode, I think. The only other improvement I'd recommend is making a stronger connection between the cutscenes and the chapters. Regarding a possible Firefight comeback, I'd like to see 343 build on ODST's Firefight to start, then bring in additional skulls and some of Reach's customization options. On the multiplayer side, I'm not really expecting much. We already had the beta and several multiplayer-centric videos, so I think 343 is going to shift to campaign and possible co-op modes. Speaking of videos, I'm almost positive we'll see some sort of Vidoc next week. Well, I'm hoping. I know the behind-the-scenes stuff is my favorite part of the game, and it's very much enjoyed by a lot of fans, so please 343, show us what you're doing. Anyway, while short, I think that pretty much wraps up what I expect to see at E3 this year. Now, I'm sure some of you will wonder why I didn't discuss the Halo TV show, and here's why. Given Xbox and Microsoft's focus on game content, I don't think we're going to hear anything about the Halo TV series. It's possible it will get a mention or that someone will ask about it during an interview, but I'm not expecting any major announcement. Assuming the show is still in production, I'd wager we won't hear much about it until Comic-Con. Don't get me wrong, I really want to hear some news about this thing, but I'm a realist at heart. And realistically, I don't think we can expect much, if anything, on the Halo TV series at E3. So, those are my thoughts for E3 this year. What are yours? Please share in the comments below. After E3 winds down, I'm thinking of doing a post-E3 Q&A kind of video. The 2 Q&As I've done before were pretty well received and a lot of fun to make. I'll share more info about that next week. For now, this has been Halo Canon, and I'll see you all next time. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. It means more than I can express in a few minutes of audio. If you did like it, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, share it around on whatever social media you see fit, and all that jazz. Thank you so much. Your support is everything. I would not be where I am without you. Thanks.